right, welcome everyone. We're going to start our first coronavirus core class today. We still want to get in our workouts, even with everything that's going on. So we'll start off today with some really simple core exercises that pretty much anybody could do, or you can at least modify. So we'll start with some deep core activation, starting on hands and knees. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, so that you have a neutral spine, meaning no sagging in the back and no rounding in the back, just right in the center. Spread the fingers nice and wide, and then we're going to start with alternating arm and leg reaches. So right arm forward, left leg back. Pause there for a moment. Release and switch sides. So gently switching side to side without rushing. You want to give your core time to activate. Last one. Okay, we are going to add on just a little bit this time, same starting position. Opposite arm and leg reach. And then we're going to take the arm and leg out a little wider to the side. Bring it back into the center. Release it down. And other side. Lift. Take it wide. Bring it in. And back down. Let's do one more of those each side. Try and keep your spine in really good alignment. And last one. Okay, now we're going to move on to some deeper core activation. The purpose of your core is to stabilize your spine, so that's what we're going to try and tell it to do. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, and then very, very slowly, barely lift your right hand off the mat. We're just making sure we're not locking out our elbow. Notice the activation in your core. Release the hand and do the other side. Barely lift. And then let your core release. Again, right hand. Notice what your core does when you lift. Put it down and release. And other side. And put it down and release. Okay, so now this next time when you put your hand down, don't let your core release. Keep it activated. So we lift. Notice your core engaging all those deep core muscles. Now as you put your hand down, don't let your core relax. Keep it engaged. Lift the other hand. Still keeping it engaged. Put it back down. Don't release it. 3, 2, 1, and now relax. Okay. All right, we're a little warmed up here, so we're going to switch positions, go to our backs. So from our backs, we're going to take left knee up at 90 degrees so that your knee is over your hip. We don't want knee over our belly, we want knee over our hip. Okay? And then very slowly, right leg, while pushing your lower ribs into the ground, right leg starts to lift. Lots of lower core. Hold there. Lower down slowly. Push those lower ribs down. Relax once your foot gets down. We're going to do that 3 more times on this side. Slowly lift. Lower down. Keep those lower ribs pushing down. It's a lot of work. It doesn't look that hard, but it's a lot of work. 2 more times on this side. Lift. Lower down. Relax. 1 more time on this side. Lift. Slowly. Don't let your lower back arch more than normal. Lower down. And relax. Okay. Now we got to do the other side. Right leg comes up, 90 degrees, knee over hip. If your knee is here, you are cheating, so keep it over your hip there, and then push the lower ribs down. Keep them pushing down and slowly lift left leg. Up, hold, slowly down. Release. We're re-engaging each time. Barely lift. Now it actually makes it easier if you don't put your foot down. So if you find that this version is a little too much right now, then just don't put your foot on the ground, because having to re-engage each time is what makes it more challenging. So you would just come down a little ways and then back up instead of going all the way down. We've got one more. Lift it back up. Slowly down. And release. All right, good job. We are going to flip over onto one side and do a side plank. So elbow is going to be under the shoulder. We don't want the elbow out here. Okay, make sure it's directly under. Stack the joints for safety. Knees together, we're going to do the modified version first. And then if you want, you can do straight legs, but I'm going to do the knee bent version. So knees bent, hand on hip or thigh, wherever you want it, and hips come up as far as you can, and then back down. And we're going to repeat that. And like I said, if you want to make it a little more challenging, you can do the straight leg version here. I'm going to do 3 more with knees bent. Last one. All right, let's do the other side. We don't want to be lopsided. Don't want you walking funny when you're done. Okay, knees together. Find your arm position, elbow under shoulder, and up and down. The goal is not to see how fast you can get these done. We want to give our core time to fully engage, and if you do it fast, we're not going to hit a lot of those deep stabilizers. Let's do 3 more. There are times when we want to have speed and power, but we're not there yet. Last one. And down. Okay, good. We got our side plank. We are going to kind of switch gears and go back to the beginning, hands and knees. Now we did our deep core activation lifting hands. Now we're going to try knees. Knees are harder because we want to shift our hips to make it easier. So what happens if we're cheating is if we would shift our hips. And what I want you to do is barely lift your knee and your hips don't move. Okay? All right, so find your neutral spine. We're going to put a lot of pressure into the right hand and the left knee as the right knee just barely lifts off the mat. Try not to shift your hips. Notice your deep core. Put your knee down and relax. Now left side. Left hand has a lot of weight. Right knee, left knee barely lifts. Notice your core activating. Put your knee down and release. Okay, now we're going to try to not release the core. Right knee lifts. Okay, notice your deep core muscles. It should feel like a big belt. Now when you put your knee down, try not to let them release. Keep it active. Left knee. Put it down, don't let it release. Keep your core engaged. One more time, right knee. Keep your core engaged as you put your knee down. We're going to do our last one, left side. Here we go. Left knee lifts, keep it engaged. Put the knee down and relax. Okay, we're going to finish up with some quick stretching. So round up and down through the lower back. Cat cows. And then some head and hip side to side. Stretch your waistline muscles. We did do those side planks, which hit those a little bit. Okay, and then we'll stretch hip flexor just a little. So one leg comes forward, hands on your knee, and then a little shift. We're stretching the front side of the hip. And switch legs. And lean it forward. Back to knees, and we'll do a baby back bend. So platter hands, here, I'll face this way. Platter hands, elbows in, shoulders down, tuck your tailbone under, and then just lift your chest up a little bit, and maybe look up a tiny bit. Tiny back bend. And release. All right, thanks for joining me.